Nancy and I, my sister Wendy, and Brian took a ride up to Wood Creek Pond the other day. We put our boats in the water and we just enjoyed a wonderful afternoon. The weather was perfect. It was bright sunshine with just enough breeze to make it comfortable. Here you see Wendy on the left. She's investigating some not quite ripe blueberries. We'll have to come back and check them out later on. This is Nancy's first time in the boat in a good 3 years, so she really enjoyed herself. It was great just getting out and sitting in the sunshine. And here's a close-up of Wendy going by. She's an artist, and a little bit later on we sort of separated, and she parked near one of the islands over there and did some sketching, and did a little sketch of a house on the shore. Wendy noticed a great blue heron on the far shore, just walking in the water. Fortunately, Brian had some binoculars, so he was able to get a pretty good view. The lilies haven't quite bloomed yet, but you can see their beautiful yellow pods. It won't be too long before we'll see nice white blossoms on the water. I used to fish up here, and the bass and the bluegills, they love to hide underneath those lily pads. There's some pretty good sized fish in here too. I decided to investigate the beaver house. This is fairly new because I can tell by the wood and how it's still heaped up pretty well. It hasn't settled down like an older house would be. So this is probably this year or late last year. Nancy noticed something on the bank there. It looked like an animal of some kind had dragged something up there, or had been traveling back and forth with something, possibly a muskrat or maybe a beaver, but probably something smaller like a muskrat. It's a good way to get up close and see things that you normally couldn't see otherwise. pond is, oh, I forget, about a mile or so long. I measured it once on Google Earth, and so I think it's a mile all the way to the far end and back. Here are some old stumps. There used to be trees growing here before the pond was flooded, apparently, and there isn't much left but stumps. Some of them have quite interesting shapes. Now if you look ahead, you'll see a little ripple in the water, and if you look under the water, you'll see a fish going by. You can see the far end of the lake up there. Here's an interesting tree stump here. As we get closer, it looks like a little fairy island. There's moss and an old tree stump which looks like an old rock or something. It just looks like a place that a fairy would make a house. You can see the tree roots under the water. All the dirt is eroded away over the years, and you can see how the roots have sort of almost welded themselves together. They spread out for quite a distance around the stump. Very interesting. Here's another stump. Not quite as interesting, but it's still a nice little stump. I'm sure a duck or two has sat upon that, maybe a frog or a turtle. And here I'm just cruising along the shore. Well, that about does it for our kayaking trip up at the Wood Creek Pond. I hope you enjoyed paddling along with us. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video.